This podcast was made possible by Harler Print Co. Harler Print Co. specializes in large format vinyl products as well as a wide range of other printing services. This includes stickers, labels, magnets, business cards, flyers, posters, and even shirts and garments. For more information, you can check out their website at www.harlerprintco.com. The link will be in the description. Now on to the show. Warning, this podcast may contain language and content that is not suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Hey y'all, welcome to Tuddies and Buddies, a daily Double Down Network podcast. That was so long. Oh my goodness.
Alright, now you may begin.
Oh god. Well, welcome to Tuddies and Buddies. As you guys can tell, this is a comedic sports podcast presented to you by the Daily Double Down Network. I am your co-host, Cody, and joining me today is the other co-host, Nate. How you doing, Nate?
Hi, I'm feeling really good after that one, honestly. I'm just gonna say. How are you doing?
Well, I thought you would be feeling good during that one. That kind of sounded like a climax.
No. It takes a lot for me to get there.
Oh, I thought someone was rubbing the prostate just right.
Oh, no, but you wish.
I wish. So what are we talking about today, Nate?
We're going to take a little look-sees at the top 10 picks, and we're going to give you guys our opinion on who's going to go, who's going to fall, maybe some crazy trades. We don't know.
Oh, you're doing trades?
I mean, sort of, kind of, yeah.
All right. So then I'm assuming we'll just go back and forth, pick one, etc.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me, Stan.
All right, buckaroo. Why did I say buddy?
You
Jesus
mean
Christ.
Oh, hold on. I have a
with
question
words.
for you. Since you said that, have
Okay.
you ever been to Buc-ee's?
Yeah, I wish I had never, but yes, I have.
Which state did you go to find the lovely
Wait, are
Buc-ee's?
we talking about the gas station or the restaurant?
Yes. The gas station.
Oh, okay, the gas station? Dude, the gas stations are lit. You can find, semi-lis... Or, what are they called? The whores that stay at those Buc-ee's.
I didn't know there was those there. I gotta go back. Oh, my.
Yeah, they just, sit in the parking lot, and, whenever a truck driver gets out, they walk over and they're like, "Hey, big boy!"
Damn. No, I did not know that.
But I've been to many Buc-ee's. Why are you asking me if I've ever been to a Buc-ee's?
You said Bucks or something, and I figured I might as well ask since we're already going. Comedy's hitting the rails today.
Oh yeah, we're going off the rails. Now the only thing we need to do is get railed.
I'm hoping for that tonight.
Damn, I didn't know you guys were into that, but okay then. So, with that, I think I'll just start off with the first pick. I'm not even going to ask you to go first now, because apparently you like to receive.
Hey, you gotta switch hit that sometimes, boy. Alright, tell me your first pick.
So I did not do any trades. I think I still have it fairly straightforward. Yeah, it looks like it. So with my first pick overall, I have Will Anderson Jr. going to the Chicago Bears.
Don't disagree with you, but that's not how I see that playing out, if I'm going to be honest.
So there's only two things that I could see happening. I could see the Texans trading up for the first round pick. I don't see the Colts doing that. So I could see the Texans trading up into that first slot. But if they don't trade up, which I could also see, Will Anderson Jr. is a bona fide pick. You know, the Bears got rid of Robert Quinn Jr., and, you know, while this past season his stats weren't as good, he was a crucial part of that defense. And with Khalil Mack gone, I think it's just wise that they go for an edge rush. And in this draft class, Will Anderson is the best edge rush, but probably the worst tight end.
You got some jokes today, buddy.
What?
Yeah, for me.
What do you think about that? Yeah, what do you got?
I'm gonna say the Colts actually do trade up to the number 1 spot. They're gonna be giving out 2, maybe 3 first-round picks. A pretty big blockbuster trade to move up, because you're gonna jump the Texans for whatever quarterback you like the most. So, what I've seen, what I've heard so far is that the Colts are looking to go with C.J. Stroud. Move up to that number 1 spot, get your quarterback of the future in C.J. Stroud, and move on with your day.
Well, see, from what I've heard, the Texans aren't even really looking at C.J. Stroud very much. So I think they're going to take Bryce Young with that number 2 pick. So I think the Texans get their target quarterback either way. I think the Texans get Bryce Young, and that's who they want. So even if the Colts do trade up, I highly doubt they'll take Bryce Young. So I think that the Texans are fine in their spot. But at the same time, I mean, are the Colts really going to try to trade up and lose that draft capital over the next couple of years? I mean, they'll have to trade away at least, they'll have to pick swap this, and then they'll have to give away at least a high second round, and they'll have to give up at least a future first, maybe even 2 for it.
Yeah, and this is something that with the NFL, you're looking at quarterbacks and teams. If they like somebody and they're not sure how a team feels, they'll move up to get their player. Even if the Texans are saying we don't really want this guy, they could be blowing smoke up y'all's asses all day. So, and we know if there's smoke, there's usually going to be some fire somewhere.
Usually. So, who did you say you have as your number 1 pick?
C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State.
So you're doing a pick swap between those two?
Yeah, the Colts would swap their or the Bears would swap the first overall pick with the Colts and receive probably a first, a second, and maybe even another first out of that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. All right, so moving along. The Texans are on the clock, and, on my mock draft, Will Anderson's off the board, so they're going to take Bryce Young, obvious quarterback for them. I think he fits the model over there in Houston, like what they like to do. He is very similar to a Deshaun Watson. Hopefully he doesn't, tell everyone he needs a hand job so he can play well, though.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
yeah.
So is that what you have going at number 2?
I got Bryce Young going number 2 overall to the Texans. The best overall quarterback prospect in this year's draft. A funny comparison I like to see about him is that he's Steph Curry.
Seth Curry or Steph?
Steph, the good brother.
Hey, Seth Curry was pretty good on the Mavs, okay? Shut the fuck up.
But is he the good brother? No.
Does Bryce Young have a brother?
No, but, I mean, he'll make somebody his little brother. It don't matter.
Or is he going to end up recruiting an entire all-star starting lineup so he can, barely beat LeBron in the playoffs?
Imagine if they do that, right? Imagine if the Texans are just like, hey, let's just get all the all-pros over here. And then, you see Brady come out of retirement and just put on demon mode on them guys.
Then there's no reason for Bryce Young to be there.
But he's still a better quarterback than almost any of these guys, so whatever.
Tony Gonzalez comes out of retirement.
Oh, no. I mean, it'll probably be more like a Gronkowski.
Gronk comes. They sign OBJ.
Vintage OBJ, like 2013 one-handed catch OBJ. And you're going to be like, where was this the last 4 years of your career?
Oh, well, he didn't even play this past season. Thank God. Fuck OBJ. As a diehard Cleveland Browns fan, OBJ can suck it. Jarvis Landry's so much better. He can literally eat my pile of shit.
This happened a few months ago, but OBJ got kicked off a plane. Like,
I saw that. That was awesome.
Like, escorted out and everything. I'm just like, this man's going to be the next Antonio Brown.
Well, Antonio Brown and Kanye West, I'm pretty sure are both, like, closeted gays, and, they even pound each other's prostates like your girlfriend's been pounding yours.
Oh, my God. What's your third overall pick, hon?
Okay, hon, nice. I have Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech going to the Arizona Cardinals in the third overall pick.
We are essentially doing the same thing as I'm going to have Will Anderson go, and so we're both drafting an edge. I just still have the best edge on the board, so they might as well take him.
Yeah, well, with my picks, like Will Anderson, I think Chicago isn't in too much of a rebuild, Mm-hmm. They have a quarterback. They have receivers. If they want to stick with David Montgomery, which is a terrible idea because his contract is just eating up so much cap space, they have a solid running back. They have the offense to do it. Now they need the defense to do it, so I don't think that they'll trade out of that. As for the Cardinals, they're in a very similar position. And I think Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech, like, we've seen what Myles Garrett did. Those Texas Tech edge boys, they go hard in the paint.
Yeah, you basically said what they need. I mean, Cardinals are really just needing to rebuild on defense, as they are bad defensively. And why not get the best player who you're not worried if he's going to get a felony next year? So,
well, their D-line wasn't too awful, even without J.J. Watt. Their D-line wasn't too bad.
But that's the thing. They're now going to be losing, I think, their top 2 defensive ends this year in J.J. Watt and some other guy.
So it'd make perfect sense for them to go to Tyree Wilson.
And or Will Anderson. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, see, we're on the same page. We're just a little mismatched on this.
Just a wee bit.
So who do you have going to the Bears at the number 4 spot?
I don't have the Bears at the number 4 spot.
Oh, yeah, you have the Colts.
I have the Colts there.
Yeah, okay, yes. Who do you have at that number 4 spot?
So instead of them going high to get C.J. Stroud, I have them at number 4, still getting C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, which is, I mean, a possibility. But in my case, they're going up to protect themselves at getting a quarterback that they want. Because who knows? You could have the Raiders, the Falcons, the Panthers all move up into that top, 2 or 3 spot. Well, the 1 or 3 spot, if we're going to be honest, and take your quarterback that you want. So, as much as you make the valid point, there's also that valid point that any of those teams could move up and take C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, I could definitely see the Raiders pulling something, sending Khalil Mack back, but they'd probably have to send it with a package of players and probably picks too. But who do you have at number 4?
And this is where it gets difficult for me, because with the Bears, I don't know where I want to go with this. Because you can get Jalen Carter. Are you comfortable with picking him up at 4 with the off-the-field issues that we saw this year and what we have heard from him? Or, in my case, do we get Tyree Wilson, who, I mean, is a freak athlete, and you just got to develop that toolbox, and he can become a great pass rusher. And that's where I'm a little stuck at, if I'm going to be real honest. But I feel like I'm going to go with Tyree Wilson, and Jalen Carter continues to fall in the draft.
I saw Jalen Carter following. I think Tyree Wilson is an excellent pick. If you're looking to beef up your defensive line, those, like you said, Will Anderson is the number one edge rusher. There is no doubt about it. He is fast. He's a freak athlete. And he's already very well developed. Now you have the freak athlete of Tyree Wilson, who, if I'm not incorrect, I'm pretty sure he outperformed Will Anderson in the physical aspects at the combine. But like you said, he's not as developed. So taking him there at number 4 for the Bears, I think is a great move. I think the Bears have that time to, develop a good edge rusher, especially one from a program that is proven to give absolute bangers when it comes to edge rushers. So, yeah, Tyree Wilson at number 4 to the Bears, I think, is a great pick.
Absolutely. And with my number 5 pick with the Seattle Seahawks, I'm going to say that Jalen Carter...
You're just going to skip me?
Oh, my bad. I thought you already went. Go.
I was about to give you my number 5. With my number 5, I have the Seattle Seahawks taking Christian Gonzalez.
Wow, that's actually kind of out of the blue for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's...
Okay, who was a better cornerback?
I don't even have Seattle taking a corner.
We'll see. Okay, who do they have as their corners?
Traquan Woodland. Or however...
Who?
The freak athlete. He's like 6'3", ran like a 4.4. Is Traquan Woodland? Yeah, that's him. Now just get his name right. Yeah. A 6'4" corner, 23 years old, 210 pounds. He had 6 interceptions. Yeah. Absolute dog of a corner.
Yep. Yeah, but at the same time, you're still going to need another corner to play opposite of him. And, they just signed Geno Smith to a 3-year, $75 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
And he has like $25 million in incentives. So I definitely think that they want to beef up their defense. And if they're going to be a pass-heavy offense, which we can already guarantee that they're going to be that way, especially with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, we know they're going to be pass-heavy. So a lot of the games are going to come down to shootouts. To me, in my opinion, Christian Gonzalez is the next Sauce Gardner. I think he doesn't have the, flashiness, but I think he's the most solid cornerback, and I would not risk letting him fall. And worst case scenario, draft him, and then, a team that may need a cornerback, such as, Detroit or maybe Detroit.
The Eagles might even need a corner.
I mean, the Ravens could possibly need one. The Vikings could always look at it. What I'm looking at is, they could take Christian Gonzalez and they could, potentially have the chance to trade him away and get a different player in their draft class, in that same class, like straight up. And they would probably still get an extra pick or two in the 3rd or maybe even 2nd round for Christian Gonzalez. So maybe he doesn't stay with the team. Maybe it's like a Trae Young, Luka Doncic kind of thing. But I could definitely see the Seahawks taking advantage of him, and while no one thinks they really need it, swooping in and just having a stellar secondary this upcoming season.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't think corner is going to be their biggest need. As, we said Traquan Woodland absolutely balled out this year. You can always draft a corner in the 2nd round, since this is a really heavy cornerback class with the guys who can develop just like Woodland did. And honestly have Jalen Carter finally ending his fall and being picked up by the Seahawks.
Okay, cool. So we're not far off. I have him falling one more down to the Lions. But, I'm kind of worried about Jalen Carter.
I think the whole league is worried about him at this point.
And I'm not just talking about the issues with his legal issues. I'm talking just all around. We've seen some really bad characteristics. He seems to be a very sore loser. He's not a very good leader from what we've seen. And from what I've heard, he causes a little bit of locker room drama. So, I still have him going in top 10 picks, but, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, all the talent in the world, like I'm going to keep saying, but talent issues will only keep you in the league, or off the field issues will only keep you in the league so long. And
Facts.
For the sake of it, I really hope he does turn that around. And it's already cost him a lot of money from going from like the first overall pick to the 5th. So I mean, I really hope for the sake of him that he can get it together and make a turnaround from this.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was my 6, and you are 5, so then we'll just go right back to you for your 6.
This is where I'm going to have Christian Gonzalez going.
Okay.
We're not too far off here. I just think the Seahawks want defensive line, and they believe in their corners, and they can get a corner late or it'd be early in the second. But the Lions really need corner help. Their corners are bad. Neither one of them are good. And so why not get the best corner in the draft? Arguably, I think he's the best corner in the draft now from what I saw.
Oh, I'm not even going to argue on it. Yeah, Christian Gonzalez is the best tight end and worst wide receiver, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, sadly I do. Sadly, I do.
Yeah, you did that to yourself, you wide receiver.
Oh, you can receive it too if you want.
That's from you or from your girlfriend?
Well, I'm the only one who gives it out, so don't even worry.
Oh, I totally could see your girlfriend being like, "Oh, you're gonna be my little wide receiver tonight." Strap on.
She doesn't even do anything like that. I'd be fine.
Alrighty. So we're moving into the 7th picks. And I actually, I have the Raiders taking Anthony Richardson out of Florida. The news lately has been that they are not actually going to stick with Jared Stidham. They've talked to Aaron Rodgers. There's rumors that Mac Jones might be going out there. There's rumors that Jimmy Garoppolo could be heading over there. So I think that they're not really looking to sign a quarterback or trade for one. I think they're going to go for Anthony Richardson in the 7th pick.
Yeah, that was a really intriguing thing to me. The news coming out, Aaron Rodgers talking to them. You had Mac Jones, and you have Jimmy Garoppolo, all serviceable quarterbacks, excluding Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers being, an MVP caliber quarterback just 2 or 3 years ago. Really throws a wrench on if I wanted them to draft a quarterback or if they believe they can get somebody in free agency like a Jimmy Garoppolo. And we see Jimmy can do good if you put talent around him. And so in that case, I actually have them drafting a tackle in Paris Johnson.
Oh, okay. I have Paris Johnson just barely falling out of the top 10 picks.
Yeah, see, really, the Raiders are the only team I think really would consider a tackle. And if, they get like Jimmy Garoppolo, a quarterback's not needed. So protect your star quarterback at that point is how I see it. I mean, that might be how it plays out, but that's how I see it for this time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, moving on to pick 8. Goodness, there's not 8 rounds in the draft. I have Will Levis out of Kentucky going to the Atlanta Falcons.
Me too.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to say this. Fuck Will Levis. I don't like him. And fuck the Falcons. I don't like him. So, it's perfect. Match made in heaven.
You want to know something funny? I was looking at some comparisons and comps for Will Levis. I saw one guy compare him to Andrew Luck. Like I really
crappy
respect
Andrew
this guy's,
Luck?
No, like I mean prime Andrew Luck. Guy like full neck beard
no.
ready to kill you, Andrew Luck.
Oh, God. No,
like,
no.
And that hurt me because I really respect this guy. He's one of the guys I respect, and I like his opinion and take on a lot of players. And I just saw that come out. I was like, I don't know what crack he smoked. I don't know what good drugs he was on to say Will Levis is the next Andrew Luck, but Will Levis is not Andrew Luck. He might be Andrew Luck in the physicality traits, but that mental processor and being a winner, it's not there.
Nope, not at all. Well, yeah. I have my thoughts about Andrew Luck, but yeah, you're definitely right there. You know, Will Levis, I know I've said this before, it's hot take. He's going to be out of the league in 3 years tops. You know, he might be the next Paxton Lynch.
Hey, at least he'll make it to the XFL. Or, yeah. Make it to the XFL.
And then get benched.
But you made it to the
Get benched
XFL.
for throwing it directly. I saw a meme that, like, not even, like, Tom Brady couldn't even do that. Like, Tom Brady would be 60 years old and still at least be starting for the CFL.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That man's probably going to play football for the rest of his life, and he'll probably be in arena football at the age of, like, 85, just ripping darts.
I could totally see him playing arena football. That would be awesome. You know, Kurt Warner, you know, made his uprise through the arena football, and then he made it to the league, and he beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady is like, yeah, Kurt Warner's the greatest quarterback ever, and, you know, I could just totally see Tom Brady going to the arena football league and just be like, I'm just going to reverse what Kurt Warner did.
That would be hilarious. Let's just be honest there.
He's going to be, like, running a play and then, like, you know, commentating on a NFL play. It'll be the funniest shit ever.
Or better yet, he's going to, like, do an NFL play call, and all the arena guys are going to be like, I've never heard this in my entire life.
They're going to be like, what the hell is a post route?
Oh, you mean the thing where I run and I cut up the middle? Yeah, that one, buddy.
Oh, okay, then just tell me to run and then turn an angle towards the middle. It's like Pee-wee football for adults.
You're not wrong.
Alrighty. So moving on to the 9th pick, I have the Panthers taking Quentin Johnson, wide receiver out of TCU.
I don't like that pick whatsoever.
I don't like the Panthers, so...
Can you guess who I have going to the Panthers, though?
Anthony Richardson.
I do. You're right.
See, I just don't think he'll fall now. Like, he showed up to the combine. Behind Bryce Young, he has the second best odds to go first overall out of everyone in the draft.
And I'm going to go against those odds and say no. Just simply no.
Yeah, well, so the only reason I have them taking Quentin Johnson is because DJ Moore is going to cost them games. Again, he cost them the game against the Falcons. That's a playoff appearance right there. He's going to cost them more games because he still plays like he's in freaking college, and he's not in college.
Yeah, I just don't think the Panthers really need a wide receiver. If anything, you could have got him an edge player in a can't or yeah. Oh, I can't.
The
English.
Kansas State guy?
No,
Felix?
no, the Pittsburgh tackle. I'm looking at his name, but I cannot English right now.
Oh, good. Good. But you have him taking Anthony Richardson. That's a great pick. Honestly, if they get him in pick number 9, I think it's going to be a steal. I think he goes early.
Yeah, I mean, he has a high probability of going early because you could see like the Raiders trade up and try to get him. The Panthers or the Falcons might even try to trade up if they like Anthony Richardson more. Heck, you might see them try to jump the Texans for the first overall pick, and maybe you make Anthony Richardson the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the Panthers going in on all in on Anthony Richardson and try to jump the gun and get him number 1 overall. Like I said, like everyone is saying that, yeah, no, the Bears don't need a quarterback. They have Justin Fields. There is always the possibility where they're like, we don't trust Justin Fields. We're drafting someone else.
Yeah, there's that possibility, but I just don't think that's a this year possibility. It might be more of a next year possibility.
Very true, very true. So I think that brings us to our pick number 10 and our final picks that we're going to be hitting. So I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern.
Yeah, give him a tackle to replace Lane Johnson, who's getting up there in age. That'd be an excellent pick for the Eagles. Bolster up that offensive line again and get ready to make another Super Bowl run.
Yeah, I think Peter Skoronski is going to go places at the tackle position. Eventually, I think he's going to be able to reset the market for tackles, and we'll see him get paid out really well in his second contract.
Absolutely. One thing I've actually seen for Peter Skoronski is that they move him to guard. Just because, he has those shorter arms.
Yeah, I could definitely see him being moved to guard, and he's really not a bad. He's really good at getting to the second level. He's good at pass protection, but that run block is also there. That's top tier, and like his technique with the run block is some of the best, and his technique at tackle is just also excellent. So, you could probably throw him anywhere on that offensive line, including center, and he'll ball out.
Yeah, he's honestly like the best versatile offensive lineman in this draft because he could play anywhere if you really wanted him to.
Shit, you could line him up as tight end and still have him go out. He'll probably catch it like at the 5 yards out and maybe pick up like 7 or 8 on it.
Or definitely run him as like a jumbo tight end. That would be fun to watch as well. Which runs me into the point that he would be a great option for the Eagles because they like to run that like those weird plays where they have a jumbo tackle or like 3 offensive tackles on one side of the formation, and Skoronski might not play the first year, but he would get a lot of experience moving around, playing different positions, which I think would be real valuable for him.
If they do take him, I think you're going to see him line up every single position in the preseason, including center.
Probably, yeah, because he's probably best fit as a guard and or / tackle. Depending on how each team sees him. Because some teams might see him as a guard.
So I'm assuming he's also your pick for the Eagles?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. So who do you have at the number 10 pick?
And so I'm looking at my draft board right now, and I would maybe have Devin Witherspoon be there because they probably do need a corner with Bradbury leaving, Darius Slay possibly on the cut candidate list, later in the free agency possibly. But I really don't like the value that Witherspoon gives them at the number 10 spot. And so then I go down to my defensive lineman, Luke Van Ness. I really don't like him for the Eagles. You could get Joey Porter, Brian Brees. But somebody who's really sticking out to me right now, Nolan Smith. After the free combine performance, you see that they like to go for guys like Hassan Reddick who match that freak athlete, really fast linebacker, pass rusher. And why not add another one, honestly? So this might be a surprising and very... Everybody's probably going to go against me on it, but I'm going to go Nolan Smith.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I think they need interior more. You do have Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox up. I love saying that word.
Yeah, because you love those.
Only in my sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sad you know where I live now.
No, you're not. You love it.
Only for you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
People are actually going to think we're gay.
You're not?
You're not?
Shit, I don't know. I don't even know, homie.
Alrighty. But those are our picks for today. We are running pretty long on this episode. Not as long as some. But if you guys enjoy our content, head on over to our website at ddoubledownnetwork.com. Over there we have coinciding articles that come out weekly. We have 2 coming out for this show every week. If you want to check out our other podcasts, we have 2 others. One on film, one on conspiracies, both with coinciding articles as well. Also, this does take a lot out of us. We take a lot of time out of our week to do this. So if you guys would please consider on heading over and subscribing to our Patreon, that would be great. But if you don't have that capability, please leave a like, subscribe if you're watching the show. That really helps us out. But that's all I have to say. So that's it for me. I'm Cody, and that was Nady Poo.
Goodbye, friends. I'm going to miss you until next time.
We will see you guys in 2 days on Sunday. It'll be so long. So long. But with that being said, we will catch you guys later.